Good morning, SKN. I'm Andre Cunningham.
And I am Cortensia Carty. And Andre, it is what?
It's June 19th.
So it is Juneteenth. Yes.
Happy Juneteenth
Happy
to everyone.
Juneteenth to those of you in the US who are celebrating. And we found out it has been how many years?
158 since.
Yep, and they're 2 years shy of 160, so I can't wait to see
that golden jubilee.
I know that celebration when it happened, but although the Emancipation Proclamation was in 1862, it took them 3 years later to free those slaves that were in Galveston,
That's
Texas.
just rude.
Very rude. But I'm happy that we have freedom and life goes on and we have history, so we know where we come from and where we intend to go.
Definitely.
Indeed. So how was your weekend?
I had a wonderful weekend.
Oh, great.
Did you enjoy that OECS walk?
Oh yes. That
did?
Lovely walk.
We indeed had a wonderful time.
We sure did, the three of us. It was indeed fun, and we're glad that we were part of that walk indeed, and we're looking forward to many more, right?
Definitely.
Indeed. Well, we hope you had a fab weekend, and we hope you're up and ready to face this marvelous Monday. We begin with local news. Our first story comes from SKNIS. The order paper has been issued for a sitting of the National Assembly to be held at the National Assembly Chambers, Government Headquarters, Bastère, on Tuesday, 20th June 2023 at 11 a.m., and of which notice has been given. 4 bills will receive their second reading. The government's Good governance legislative agenda continues as the government commits itself to transparency, accountability, and the rule of law. The Honorable Prime Minister and Minister responsible for Finance, National Security, Citizenship and Immigration, Health and Social Security, Dr. Terence Drew, will move the second reading of the bill entitled Smoking Designated Areas, Bill 2023, which had its first reading on the 25th May 2023, and Drugs Prevention and Abatement of the Misuse and Abuse of Drugs Amendment Bill 2023, which had its first reading on the 25th of May 2023. Additionally, the Honorable Deputy Prime Minister and Minister responsible for Education, Youth Empowerment, Social Development, Gender Affairs, Aging and Disabilities, Ecclesiastical and Faith-Based Affairs, Housing and Human Settlement, Dr. Jeffrey Hanley, will move the second reading of the bill entitled Rastafari Rights Recognition Bill 2023, which had its first reading on the 25th May 2023, and Freedom of Conscious Cannabis Bill 2023, which had its first reading on the 12th of June 2023. So a lot of bills to...
Indeed. I can't wait to see the outcome of the cannabis bill. We're looking forward to that one.
I wonder why you picked that specific one then.
Well, stay tuned.
I definitely will.
Still on the local scene, this one comes from Win Media SKN. Households in St. Kitts and Nevis are being encouraged to implement evacuation plans and other safety measures in response to the 2023 Atlantic hurricane season, which began on June 1st. People are also encouraged to get emergency food, non-perishable items that is, and clean drinking water, medication, and batteries. Fire Substation Officer Timothy Martin shared some safety tips people should consider during the passage of a storm. He said, and quote, "Even though candles are there to be used, we encourage persons not to use candles because of the winds. You run the risk of the candle tipping over and starting a fire, but we encourage persons to have battery-operated flashlights and have these well charged. In addition to that, have your phone and any electronic device fully charged so that in the event you have to make an emergency call, your phone is fully juiced." End quote. People are encouraged to have emergency contact information. The numbers are 465-2515 for the St. Kitts and Nevis Fire and Rescue Services, 465-2551 for the JNF General Hospital, or 911 for police.
Yeah, so we are in that season, so we have to prepare and ensure that everything is ready.
And I see something on the horizon. Some storm is approaching the Caribbean, but
may it turn back and go from whence it cometh.
We are a praying
Yes,
federation, so
we are
we
very
won't be
much so.
affected.
We certainly won't. No one will be. Our third story comes by way of press release from the Nevis Island Administration. The Labor Department in the Nevis Island Administration, NIA, plans to host its second annual career fair with a difference, with the theme Shape Your Future Career Fair and Training Expo. Following a successful career fair in 2022, this year's event will be held over a 2-day period from July 10th to 11, 2023 at the Malcolm Gishard Recreational Park at Penny's from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. daily. Michelle Skeet, Senior Labor Officer, told the Department of Information on June 14, 2023, that the fair is designed to target skills. She said, and quote, "This year, we are focusing on trade skills, also known as vocational and technical skills, because as we know, these skills are pretty much the foundation and they are very vital to today's society. So we wanted to do something different and move away from academics and to focus on more skills," end quote. Among the topics which will be addressed on the first day of the fair are professional development, skills training, workplace behaviors and ethics, customer service training, and financial management. The second day will be used for demonstrations and hands-on training in areas such as plumbing, electricity, welding, and cosmetology. I like that we're moving to skills, and I saw someone said that ensure that your children get the skill, because when most of the jobs will be taken over by AI, it's not everything that they can do.
And it's a fact, things are going to be run by AI.
Yeah.
Very soon.
So get a skill, so you will ensure that you'll continue to be part of the workforce.
Well, I can cook.
Me too.
Here's what's happening in our local weather report this morning. Today will be partly cloudy with a high of 85 and a low of 76 degrees Fahrenheit. It is currently 84 degrees Celsius. Take a look at your weather forecast for the day. Stay with us. Good Morning SKN continues right after this.
Yeah.
An exotic experience.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. And don't forget, if you're just joining us, we are broadcasting live on Tel TV Network in St. Martin and also the cable's TVC Channel 40 right here in St. Kitts. We are also on YouTube at Studio 327 Inc. and also on Facebook. So here's what's happening in regional news. This one comes to us from our friends at Loop Caribbean. The Guyana Sugar Corporation, GuySuco, should produce about 60,000 tons of sugar by the end of this year as the government continues to seek help to boost the industry. This was declared by President Dr. Irfan Ali as he spoke in East Coast Demerara ECD on Friday. He said, and quote, "It is my understanding that we should be ending this year at 60,000 tons of sugar, and we're working towards getting up to 100,000 tons in the new year," end quote. Ramping up production is attributed to a number of new developments, including the reopening of the Rose Hall Estate in Region 6, East Berbice Quarantine, later this year. A new packaging plant at Albion Region 6 is also slated to open this year. In the 2023 national budget, GuySuco got a multi-billion-dollar subvention to support expansion plans. In December, the Parliamentary Committee of Supply approved $1 billion in supplementary funding for GuySuco to help with the retooling of sugar estates.
Nice.
That's nice.
Yeah.
But I still think that Caribbean countries should go away from sugar, though.
Why?
We see what.
So then, where are we gonna get sugar from?
Invest in other natural products such as honey and molasses. Well, molasses come from sugar cane, so I don't know, but I still think we should move away from sugar.
Can I have a piece of sugar cane so I can whoop my co-host? But I don't think so, because we are all going to depend on one product, and we see what happened when we had the COVID-19 pandemic. So somebody needs to produce sugar, because we get that same brown sugar that we have here. It's from Guyana. So if one person can do it, let that person produce it, and we look at producing other things. And remember, Guyana doesn't only have sugar; they have bauxite, they have aluminum, they have gold, they have silver. So they're full of minerals. They just need to develop it. And recently, as we know, oil. They just need to invest in proper management and development of the resources we have in that country.
But what about the health?
Well, you don't have to use. Sugar is not that bad when it's used in moderation. Why does Andre? Okay.
You know me in the morning.
May your cake and pastry be bland. On the international scene, as we continue, our news this morning comes from BBC News. An Ecuadorian woman has died days after mourners at her funeral were shocked to find she was alive in her coffin. Bella Montoya, 76, was first declared dead by the doctor at a hospital in the city of Babahoya last week. When mourners attended her wake, they heard her knocking on the coffin. She was immediately rushed back to the same hospital for treatment. After 7 days in intensive care, Ecuador's health ministry confirmed she died on Friday from an ischemic stroke. The ministry's statement added that she had remained under, and quote, permanent surveillance while at the hospital. Speaking to a local newspaper, her son Gilbert Barbera said, and quote, "This time my mother really did die. My life will not be the same," end quote. Following her death on June 16th, Miss Montoya was taken back to the same funeral home ahead of her burial at a public cemetery. Condolences to her family, but that's surreal.
Listen, it's like a movie.
It definitely is. I wonder how the folks were at the wake, if they ran away, but most of them look like they stayed.
They stood right there.
Wow.
That's unbelievable.
I wish she would have lived a little longer though, but I guess with everything that happened, not being able to breathe properly and stuff caused the stroke.
Exactly. But I don't understand, like, when you die, they do a post-mortem. They cut your body and all of that.
It depends on the country. I guess these folks bury their dead as soon as they just put them in the coffin and in their natural state, and then they're going to bury them maybe the next few days or so.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a fascinating story though.
Indeed. But I'm happy she got a few more days on Earth, even though it wasn't
Yeah, indeed.
So sympathy to the family there in Ecuador. And folks, there you have it for local, regional, and international news. We have so much in store for you, but guess what? You have to stay tuned. As Andre said, we're streaming live on Instagram, YouTube. What am I forgetting? Facebook, yes. Tell TV St. Martin and TVC Channel 40 on the cable. See you after this.
Hi, good morning. My name is Shamara Phillips, the co-founder of the We Care Group. We provide care at every stage in life. Tune in to Good Morning SKN on Studio 327. Imagine the impossible.
What will it take to grab the attention of someone with the power to make your dream come true? 7 hopeful entrepreneurs in search of the finances necessary to take their ideas to the next level.
This is their lives, right? This is their business.
4 savvy business owners ready to make a pragmatic investment.
You can't help people if you can't help yourself. First you make the dollar and you give the dollar.
Why you take your business offline?
I really feel that you need to do a little bit more research.
Very knowledgeable. Super knowledgeable.
You have a great idea and a great concept. I think you'd be snapped up by Disney.
If you have a job someplace, it means that if something is not working, you can walk away.
Who will invest?
Let's do this. Let's do this.
Thank you. And who will be sent home with nothing? I am your host, Kevin Hope.
Morning all, I'm David Brown, Chef David. Tune in to SKN 8 to 10 every morning at Studio 327.
Greetings everyone, my name is Winnie-El Pereira. I am the founder of Pure Niceness by Winnie-El, which is an all-natural, luxurious self-care line of skin and hair care. Tune in to Good Morning SKN on Studio 327. Imagine the impossible.
Back to Good Morning SKN. Today, Monday, 19th of June, is a symbolic date representing African American freedom from slavery. On 19th of June, 1865, that's 158 years ago, marks the end of slavery. A century and a half later, people continue to celebrate the day, which is now a federal holiday dubbed Juneteenth. While it is an American national holiday, this celebration echoes through the African diaspora as a cause for celebration. Juneteenth, also known as Freedom Day, is an annual commemoration, and today on Good Morning SKN, we will be learning more about this observance. So what do you understand from Juneteenth?
As we said earlier in the broadcast, the slaves in Texas, Galveston, Texas, although the Proclamation of Independence was in 1862, they weren't free until three years later. And imagine a whole troop had to come to ensure that these persons were freed.
That's scary. I'm happy I was born in this era, though, because knowing who I am, quite you would be a rebel back in those days.
Me?
Yes, you would.
Little old me.
Listen,
I couldn't be a slave. No, I would have probably jumped overboard like some of the women did. I would prefer to take my life than go into that kind of life.
I know, it's terrible. Have you read some of the atrocities even when they were transporting us from
the Middle
Africa?
Passage.
It's crazy.
Some of us didn't even make it though. Some of us died in that Middle Passage because we were chained so tightly together. We developed disease.
Yes.
Imagine we couldn't go to the bathroom as we want to.
Doing history back in high school, we learned that while they were in the belly of the ship, so to speak, they were even chained. Like if you have
exactly.
They were chained and they lay down, and it takes weeks to get to the Caribbean from Africa. So you can imagine some of them. The smell, all of that.
People getting seasick and throwing up on you. Look, I am glad that we no longer have to endure such things. I'm glad that slavery came to an end because no one should have to work against their will and be treated the way that those persons were treated.
Exactly. Well, guess what? In these modern times, I think slavery do exist.
Yeah, they still have
They're
slavery.
trying, but
wow. Sad. I wish the world would just be all pink flowers and sweet smelling fragrances and just happy people.
Keyword. Wish,
yeah. One day. So what does the name mean? The word Juneteenth is a combination of the month and date that the holidays observe on which is June 19th. The holiday is also called Juneteenth, Independence Day, Freedom Day, or Emancipation Day. So we have the understanding or the meaning of the name down pat.
So I think it's okay to say Happy Juneteenth?
Yeah. People's been saying that for a while, and once they got it as a national holiday in the US, it was a big thing. So the celebrations are going to be big. So after the show, I'm going to look to see what the US is doing today.
Indeed, I'm sure.
And what, as they say, it's not only them, but it would have spread across to the African countries. So I'm going to look out as well to see what they're going to do and what some of us in the Caribbean here are doing because slavery happened here.
So, what is Juneteenth? Only after nearly 3 years after the Emancipation Proclamation in 1863, Texans finally received news of the abolishment of slavery on June 19, 1865, sparking what is now celebrated as Juneteenth. So, as we said earlier, they have to wait it, even though it was declared that they didn't insist that the slaves were free.
No, because they needed them, and they still wanted people to work for them. So they, as far as I'm concerned, because they weren't in the know, they continued to keep them as slaves.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it takes an whole army to move in for them to recognize that they should be freed.
For the slaves to realize that they should have been freed some years ago.
But I wonder where these army came from. Like, isn't the same persons who were enslaving the slaves?
I am not sure. That one I'm not quite sure of, so I can't answer that question.
Yeah, but it's strange to see.
But it's something to look into.
Yeah, who insists that these slaves should be free? Isn't it the same?
Because everybody else is free. Why are these slaves in Texas? But Galveston, to be exact. Why are these ones not free this year?
And surprisingly, it happened in Texas. No wonder the border is seeing so many issues today. It's like
Andre.
Yes, it's true. Texas.
Listen, they needed the folks, so they kept them there on the false pretense. Not. And as I said, the slaves were not in the no, so bad treatment.
Wow.
So when did Juneteenth become a holiday? President Joe Biden proclaimed Juneteenth a federal holiday in 2021. This was when a push for the holiday's recognition began a year after major protests against police brutality. Yeah.
2021?
A mere 2 years ago.
Wow.
Yep. And this whole situation is 158 years old. Well, I'm happy they got it, Andre, because I can't wait to see what the 160th celebration of Juneteenth would be in the US and across the world.
But do you think it was done for political grandstanding?
No.
Let's
the
be
lady,
real now.
the elderly lady, I can't remember her name. She was pushing for it forever. So she was there at the signing of the bill. So as they said, you see, this was when a push for the holidays recognition began.
Right.
After a year, because we know we had the killing of Mr. Floyd and a few other persons. So I guess
and
to appease
the gentleman from St. Lucia, both on John. His death sparked outrage as well.
Yeah, because they had Breonna Taylor. They had a bunch of them. So yeah.
So everything just fall into place. So I'm happy they get it though.
It's sad that it had to be during that time and people were still losing their lives.
Very
and people
sad.
of color, to be exact.
Very sad.
Wow.
How is Juneteenth celebrated? The holiday is celebrated in a variety of ways across the United States of America. This includes, I'm eager to see what it includes. So in Houston or Galveston, the birthplace of Juneteenth celebrates the federal holiday with a parade, picnic, scholarship gala, business summit for minority women, a lecture series, and banquet, among other activities. Which of these you would attend?
All. Yeah, I want to see what the parade is going to be like. I like my belly, so I'm going to go to the picnic. I would have hoped that I'm still in college so I can benefit from whatever scholarship or go and support somebody that is receiving the scholarship, or go and contribute to the scholarship. The business summit for minority women. I like to be informed, so I would want to know what happened over there.
Right.
The lecture series, maybe I'll get
information, education,
concise or precise information
right
on what really happened. And the banquet, of course, to dress up fancy and enjoy. So you see,
there you go.
If I could attend all, I certainly would. What about you?
I would definitely attend all.
Oh, okay.
Definitely the parade. You know me. But have you watched this? I think it was in Atlanta, RHOA, where back in the days they visit this train station, and apparently I think it was Portia thought it was a physical train the slaves made to get to point.
I don't watch it. I told you I don't watch it. So
if you watch that show, you would crack up, because apparently it's an underground railroad, but it's not a physical underground railroad. It's in American history. So how the slaves from, let's say, New York would pass information down to Texas. So it was called, to hide from the slave masters, it's called the Underground Railroad. But Portia Williams, thought it was literally physically a train, but it wasn't a train. It was people. Trying to transfer a message, how they're gonna rebel against slavery, how they're gonna do things to escape.
Okay.
So it wasn't like a physical train, but it was just a moment.
Yeah. And look, there we go. How is Atlanta now?
In Atlanta.
Annual Juneteenth Atlanta Parade and Music Festival featuring live music, business, and business vendors. So I am not saying that they do a lecture series.
Right.
So maybe with what you said, maybe they could do one over there so they can be well informed that it's not a physical railway, but it's just a term they use for the slaves then to get messages across to
Listen,
others.
I implore everyone to look it up. Portia Williams, the Underground Railroad. You will crack up. This woman, you think it's and what was hilarious about it is the fact that her grandfather was key instrumental in slavery. Yeah, so the fact that she, as the granddaughter, don't know that the
And
underground...
this is why we have to
be educated, indeed.
Yeah.
She, as the granddaughter, didn't even know that the Underground Railroad is not a physical Underground Railroad. It's just way in which the slaves transfer information.
Well, she learned that day, I'm sure.
Indeed.
Because you're never too old.
And you know, Kenya Moore went in for her. And how do they celebrate Juneteenth in Brooklyn, New York? Virtual summit and award ceremony honoring 2B men in the city who have positively impacted the community. A festival, concert, parade, and fashion show for its 3-day Juneteenth celebration. Oh, honoring 28 men in the city. Wow.
So 28 of them. So yeah, Philadelphia, a week-long celebration with the Miss Juneteenth pageant, breakfast and a parade, pop-up shop, carnival, and music festival. Listen, they celebrate
Miss Juneteenth.
Yeah.
I wonder who is on the lineup for their music festival this year.
That's something maybe we can research after the show to see who's on.
Indeed.
Wow.
Why should we observe Juneteenth? Through this celebration, we can better understand ourselves in the context of history, and we can share in the joy of others in the diaspora and honor their traditions.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Honor their traditions. As I said, we had slavery here in the Caribbean as well, so this extends to us, but the holiday was granted in the US. We don't get a holiday. I don't know of any other parts in the world, but
in the region, I think our holiday would be Emancipation Day.
Yeah, but we're not on the Juneteenth. That's what I'm saying.
No, but at least we celebrate it.
Yeah,
I mean,
we do
America might choose to celebrate it on the day of June.
But I think America celebrates emancipation as well.
You think?
They just get an extra holiday.
And you know, they say a country is prosperous. You can tell when a country is prosperous based on the amount of holidays that they give to its citizens. Yes, it's a fact. Look it up.
I've never heard that until today.
Yes, the more holiday you give to your nationals, is the more successful your country is.
Okay, I will be looking that up. So what can we still learn from Juneteenth? Juneteenth is an opportunity for all people to observe, recognize, and reflect on the history and contributions of the Black experience in the United States and the world at large. The emergence of this celebration into a worldwide conversation allows us to learn more about a tradition that has come out of a struggle. Yeah.
Definitely learn from that.
Yeah, we can.
We come a long way.
Yeah, we may not have been part of the whole system, but we are part of it somehow because we had ancestors that if we were to check our ancestry, we will see that we are connected
we are aligned
to some person that was enslaved back in those days. So we were lucky. They ensured that we would be free. And for those persons who are still enslaved, I hope that one day they'll all be free as well.
Indeed.
Wow. Oh, so with that said, happy Juneteenth to all, because we're all involved in it. Yeah, enjoy the discussion.
Yeah. History is important.
Definitely is.
Definitely important. Did you do it in high school?
Yeah. You have to know where you're coming from to have a clear path of where you're going.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We may not like what history held for us, but listen.
I hope we don't go back to those days.
Nope.
Certainly not.
Alrighty, folks. So with that said, stay tuned. We'll see you after this short break.
各位朋友，大家好. Greetings, my lovely people. I'm Chantel, residing in Taiwan. 12 hours time difference. It's nighttime here, morning time in SK. I'm busy and on the go. However, I always manage to keep up to date with what's happening in SK. All thanks to Good Morning SKN. Good morning SKN. Ciao bango.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
Hey, good morning. This is Alberto Hewlett from Graphixicated. Join Good Morning SKN from 8 to 10 every morning at Studio 327.
Yo, you know it's me, Mr. H.E. Yo, make sure you tune in to Good Morning SKN Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. at Studio 327. Yo, trust me, the baddest show in the morning. Make sure you check it out. Wake up. Make sure that you are there from 8 to 10, Monday to Friday. Boom, check it. Ah.
An exotic experience.
Greetings, my name is Ajana Bristol, Financial Director in SKNRA. I am thrilled to announce our first federal robotics summer camp titled Robo Mindset, Nurturing Innovative and Adaptive Thinking Through Robotics. This incredible camp will take place from the 3rd to the 28th of July 2023. We have designed the camp to cater to 110 talented students. The age range for participants is 14 to 18 years. Throughout the camp, we will expose you to the technologies and software used to build, program, and execute a wide range of robotic devices. And here's the best part. The camp is absolutely free. To secure your spot at this extraordinary summer camp, simply click on the link provided in the video description. Join us at the Robo Mindset, Nurturing Innovative and Adaptive Thinking through Robotics Summer Camp, and embark on a journey that will shape your future. Don't miss this incredible opportunity to become a robotics pioneer. Together, let's ignite the spark of innovation and shape a brighter future through the power of robotics.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. A few weeks ago, we had an engaging discussion with the members of the St. Kitts and Nevis Robotics Association, the SKNRA, about the way forward for STEAM education STEAM education in our dear federation. And guess what? They are back again. This time, they are here to share with us how they are paving the way for youth involvement in STEAM. The SKNRA recently announced the launch of their federal robotics summer camp, dubbed Robo Mindset. Joining us are Dr. Ricardo Neal, Chairman, and Patrina Pereira, Public Relations Director. Good morning to you both, and welcome back to Good Morning SKN.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you very much for having us again.
Oh, pleasure, pleasure. So we'll dive right into it. Inspiration for the name of the camp, Robo Mindset.
All right. So the inspiration is it came out of the annual traveling that we do.
Okay.
It surrounds the idea of innovation, development, creation, and so we felt that it was a fitting thing to call it Robo Mindset, the transformation of how we think.
Robo mindset, I like that.
Yes.
Speaking of the theme, how did this theme came about? Nurturing innovative and adaptive thinking through robotics.
Yeah, we generally look on the United Nations Sustainable Goals. And so we felt that looking on the goals and try to pick one would not be sufficient. So we look on a summary across the board. However, the sub-themes speak to water, conservation. Yes, so.
Interesting.
So, Patrina, you are the PRO. Tell us, how did the collaboration between the ECCB and the SKNRA come about?
Well, Dr. Neil is the kind of person that gets himself and the association out there. So over the past 4 years, he would have been meeting with persons and showing them his ideas and what he have planned for the Federation. And in meeting, he met with persons that are in charge of ECCB, and he would have pitched his idea, and successfully, after some time, he would have gotten through with starting the summer camp.
Okay, so Patrina says over some time. Did you think that this was ever going to happen, Dr. Neil?
Yes, we're very we're a positive set of people. We try to think positively. Oftentimes, I generally look back on where we started when we just started with only 4 persons, and now we have 300 plus. So we generally, think positive about it. But in 2020, the governor for ECCB was the guest speaker at the launch of the Robotics Association, and so we asked him to be that speaker, and he said, of course, sure. So he came on board and he gave this wonderful speech, and I had a chance to meet him after and explain, hey, this is what we're about, this is where our focus is, and he loved the idea.
Nice.
And so he came on board, and that is why we're here today.
Yes.
Awesome.
Thank you, Governor. We appreciate you.
Indeed. So, Dr. Neil, I'm seeing where we have this upcoming camp from the 3rd to the 28th of July. Can you share with us some additional details about the summer camp?
All right, so the summer camp, we call it the summer camp debut because it's the first of its kind within St. Kitts and Nevis. And it came from the idea of trying to get the young people to experience what the traveling team would experience. So they would work on the same type of, similar type of robot with the same kind of technology that we use, whether hardware or software, the same kind. And so from the 3rd leading down to the 28th, Monday to Friday, they'll be using those kind of technology that we generally use.
And it's a half-day camp. So what time does the camp start, Patrina?
Well, we actually would have had a change from half day because of the schedule. We want to make sure that the children are exposed to everything. So it actually will be a full day camp from 8 to 2:30, I believe. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So it would be a full day.
You said children. So how old is the youngest participant, and how old do you expect the eldest participant to be?
Well, the age group for the students will be 13 to 18, and we are trying to involve students from high schools in the Federation, both St. Kitts and Nevis. So the camp is not just a St. Kitts camp. We will also have it in Nevis around the same time. We expect at least 80 students from St. Kitts and 30 from Nevis.
Okay.
Yeah.
110 total. Wow,
That's
nice.
And for this camp, what's the cost?
Okay, that's a wonderful thing to ask. So the cost for the camp is free.
$3.99. You heard it. Free. So get your kids and teenagers in on it.
Right,
Nice.
it's free. And when we look at other camps across the world, in Europe, in Asia, these are paid for camps because the equipment is very, very expensive. One of the kits costs over $1,000 US. And so we're able to partner with ECCB to make it possible for it to be free. So we open the camp to anyone, from between the ages of 13 and 18 to come and have a wonderful time. They'll be taught coding, they'll be doing mentorship will be going on, hardware, software, the whole works, while having fun, of course. Right? So they don't have to see it like school as usual, where it's a little bit boring. We're gonna have some fun, fun. Yes.
So, Katrina, where will the kids be picked up from? I see the transportation is provided.
Well, the bus will be going around the island.
Okay.
And so they will basically come to the main road and the bus will pick them up and carry them to the location. For St. Kitts, it would be ICCS Auditorium. Okay. And in Nevis, it will be the Nevis Disaster. Yeah, management. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So the logistics is actually being done currently as we speak to know where exactly each student is to pick up, including the volunteers who actually will be there. So we have a series of volunteers who will be in the camp also.
Yeah.
Interesting. And Dr. Neil, I'm going to quote you.
Yes.
You said something in a press release that the camp will, quote, ignite the passion for innovation. How will that be achieved?
Now, for those who know me, I'm very electrifying. I'm containing myself. So I'm a very active person. The camp is designed to bring joy and happiness. We do believe that in order for STEAM to become what it's supposed to be, which is the long term to transform the GDP of any country, is to make it fun. And we'll be having sessions where we put them in groups. They'll be working, alongside each other to solve different problems that we're going to give them. And so that is where the electrifying part comes in. Give them that space to have fun, right? There is a theorist called Albert Bandura. He theorized that a child can only learn through practical means, right? And I believe that. I believe that if you put the young people in that position to be practical, then you will see much more result than just theory.
Because some folks are really hands-on.
Yes.
And where they don't understand the theory, once they start doing the practice,
sometimes they get the knowledge after.
Yes.
That's true.
Indeed.
Because back in my day in school, the teacher would just write on the board, and it's not that interesting. But when she starts to put the lesson in, let's say a song or a dance, then we learn more.
Right. So, and that's exactly what the theorist was actually putting across. And so we actually operate from the theory.
Awesome.
One of the things that we find that this camp will also address, the students will be doing code, they will be writing codes. We know that CXC, the IT students do write codes, for the SBA. And so we felt that this is also a way for them to see the practical application of writing codes, right? Not just to write it for an examination, but write it to see it do something. For example, you code a particular device, and that device perform a particular action. So that is what we believe that will stimulate the interest in writing codes.
So that's one of the topics that will be covered at the camp.
Just one. Yes.
So, Katrina, what are the others?
Well, we will be teaching them about structures of robots, allowing them to become aware with the robotic kits and the different parts in it. We'll be teaching them troubleshooting and how to deal with like the driver hub and the control hub, and they will be learning basically everything, even design, because they will have to come up with a design for their own robot to probably solve an issue. And as Dr. Neil said, we are looking at clean water. Yes. That's one of the subtopics that we are looking at. So most likely we will try to get them to, come together and be innovative and basically solve this issue, and that is something that we want the young youths to do, not just for robotics, but like when they go out after the camp, they see this and they say, why, I could probably build something to do this, and they probably start a business for themselves and come up with things that can better the economy.
So we said clean water. Are we gonna make a pool of dirty water and get the robot to turn it into clean water? I want to know.
Well, that's something that is possible.
Okay.
But one of the objective of the camp is to ensure that the youths who are there, they're able to make a robot that they're going to showcase. And that robot should actually do a task of separating clean molecules of water from dirty molecules of water, right? So right, so that is also where the sparks comes again. So that's what they'll be doing as their main objective. Obviously, it is going to be like a prototype, so that's the whole goal. And once we get them in tune with that, and that is where you find STEAM begin to come up. So the science in doing the research, the technology that they're going to use, the engineering of building this robot, the arts of designing, and the mathematics aspect of working out the gear ratios.
Wow, nice.
Nice. And Patrina, back to you as public relations director. For the schools or students that are watching, how can they get involved? Or schools that hearing it for the first time?
Well, we would have informed every school within the Federation about this, every high school, and they can basically go to their teacher or their headmaster, and they will provide them with the registration link for the camp. Also, if you check out our social media pages, you can contact us to the SKNRA, and we will always be open to, send you the link so you can register your child, or the child can come and show their interest with the permission of their parents, of course. They can register for the camp.
Nice.
So your spots are limited. So
I was just gonna ask about that. So how soon should they register, and when is the deadline? Since we are on the registration process.
As a matter of fact, the deadline for the schools are different for the public, and since we're here, we will accept persons up until the 25th. So we'll extend
25th of what?
Of this month.
This month? Just now?
Yes, this month, just now. But the event started 3rd of July, so time is very, very close.
So you might have taken down a little bit.
We're open to work with persons, even after the deadline. Once it is workable, we'll work.
So what if the Federation ends up with more than 110? What are you folks gonna do?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked that. We're not in the business of turning back anyone. So we have always, accommodate anyone that comes. So we'll find a way to work it out to have them there. We're not saying that everyone should come late now.
Okay, exactly.
Right?
But
but yes, so we want to stick with that 110.
Yes.
Right? But we'll work with persons if they come a bit late.
Okay.
Interesting. And for the general public, are there any volunteer opportunities? Say someone wants to get involved with the SKNRA. Can they volunteer to be a part of it, or they have to sign up? What's the process like?
Definitely, we welcome persons to volunteer, whether even if they don't have technical skills in robotics. There are also things that they can do around the camp to help with the children and registering and stuff like that. So we open it to the public. There's actually a registration link. So once again, if you contact us at SKNRA on our social medias, we are willing to send you the link so you can register and become a volunteer.
Awesome.
And you just might learn a few things in the process.
Indeed.
Sure.
I'm not technically inclined, so see me there at STEAM can be like, what you doing here? What do you know? Oh wow. So guys, how do we stay updated with what's happening in your federation? And by the way, before that I get to that, I didn't touch on that wonderful advert you had for the camp. That young lady was excellent.
Yes, that is Ajane Bristol. She is the financial director. So she has proven to us that she's able to perform in different capacities. Yes. So she was really, really good in actually deliver that. And I think it was a one take. So
Listen, when I look at these young people that come on the show, I know that the next generation is excellent hands. Because I just look at them. I know I normally like to say, Miss St. Kitts, but I see so much more than that in them.
Way more than that.
Prime ministers, leaders. Look at Patrina right here. Right. Oh my God!
Living testament.
I think I remember Katrina telling me, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, where she telling me that she remember being at school and see the team traveling and so on. She said that I want to be a part of that. That was years ago. And I was thinking when I was driving coming that the fact that now she's here and she's not only past captain for the international team, but now she's now PRO for the organization. So that's a great leap into the future.
And a few years ago, I would not imagine being the PRO because I would not be able to come on here.
Look at you, that's your public speaking skills. Look at that.
A number of skill set comes out once you're part of the association. Because what we do in the association is that even though a young person might say, "Oh, I'm shy, I can't do this," we will say, "Try it."
Yes,
try and see. And because sometimes you find your skill set there. Right, and so we give them that kind of opportunity. And if you notice, most of the director, if not all of them, they're all young people.
Yes.
That is a deliberate trend because we want them to be in charge from young. And I believe that if you are able to handle management from that stage and you grow into it, then you will become a very good leader.
This is why I need a do-over. I'm serious. But that is true, and I'm happy that you are mentoring these young folks and that Patrina are mentoring other young folks. So as I said, we are in excellent hands as we go forward on the leadership of these excellent young people that are in our federation. So ladies and gentlemen, that was Dr. Ricardo Neal, chairman of the SKNRA, and Miss Patrina Pereira, the Public Relations Director. It was indeed a pleasure. Sign up as soon as you can. Remember, the deadline is on the 25th, and the camp is from the 3rd to the 18th of July, and it's free.
Absolutely free.
Young ones.
3rd to the 28th.
28th? Oh my God. Sorry, folks. The 3rd to the 28th of July. And it's free, so go sign up, go enjoy, and come and share your experiences with us here on Good Morning SKN. So thank you both for coming and chatting with us. Oh, pleasure. GMSKN Nation, stay tuned.
Greetings. My name is Ajana Bristol, Financial Director in SKNRA. I am thrilled to announce our first federal robotics summer camp titled Robo Mindset, Nurturing Innovative and Adaptive Thinking Through Robotics. This incredible camp will take place from the 3rd to the 28th of July 2023. We have designed the camp to cater to 110 talented students. The age range for participants is 14 to 18 years. Throughout the camp, we will expose you to the technologies and software used to build, program, and execute a wide range of robotic devices. And here's the best part. The camp is absolutely free. To secure your spot at this extraordinary summer camp, simply click on the link provided in the video description. Join us at the Robo Mindset, Nurturing Innovative and Adaptive Thinking through Robotics Summer Camp, and embark on a journey that will shape your future. Don't miss this incredible opportunity to become a robotics pioneer. Together, let's ignite the spark of innovation and shape a brighter future through the power of robotics.
My name is Asan Green from Green Your Asan Refrigeration. Be sure to tune in to Studio 327 for Good Morning SKN from 8 to 10.
I'm going to say this is infamous music representing for Good Morning SKN, and I want to encourage you to watch the show every morning from 8 to 10 at Studio 327. Easy no man. Say me don't know about you, but me love Good Morning SKN bed. Easy.
Cheers.
An exotic experience.
Good morning. This is Karen of Paris and support from Paris Lamont. I want to encourage y'all to sign on to Good Morning SKN every morning from 8 to 10 at Studio 327. Thanks.
Good morning, SKN. Wagwan. Yo, it's Bensley Lad coming to you live from Jamaica. You see it, go already. See me. I say Caribbean people stand up and I love this. This show is very important. You understand me? Yeah, man. Studio 327. Bensley Lad. It's a big up. See me, I say. I'm the whole innocent crew. Yeah, man. More love.
Yo, what up? It's your boy N Richie right here at Studio 327. I'm here to give you the promo that you guys need because this is something special for St. Kitts. I'm telling you, tune in to Good Morning SKN, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on YouTube, Facebook, and on Moment Channel 4. Also, I realize nobody else is doing this. Follow the Good Morning SKN Instagram at Good Morning SKN and the Studio 327 Inc. Instagram. Follow us on YouTube and Facebook. This is pretty long, but follow us and yeah.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. Our Connections guest today holds a PhD, is a political science professor, and is the author of several referred articles and books. Welcome, Mr. Dr. Keith Simmons to Connections this morning. Dr. Simmons, good morning. Welcome to Good Morning SKN.
Morning, welcome.
Yes, good morning. Again, thank you so much for inviting me. And I hope we can have a few minutes of a good discussion.
Of course, certainly.
Exactly what we will talking about, but hopefully I'll be ready.
Very well said. So, Dr. Simmons, can you share with us your connections to St. Kitts?
Yes, indeed. Certainly, born in St. Kitts, went to school in St. Kitts. I am one of the last year senior school alumni. And after leaving last senior school in, I think it was 1961, I then did a series of, today we call it online courses, but in my day, I called it home study, I believe, courses. So I made my way up through the years in education, pursuing the GCE, the London GCE, the ordinary and advanced levels, all by home study with rapid results. as a young kid in St. Kitts, I lived primarily at St. Johnson's Village, and then moved on to Prickly Alley, so on. So, yeah, I'm a good old Bastille boy.
Of course,
and
of
still
course.
proud of that.
So tell us about your experience. When did you migrated from St. Kitts to the US?
That was in 1968.
Okay.
That was in 1968 when I went to the College of the Virgin Islands, as you know, it's now known as the University of the Virgin Islands.
Yes.
And spent 4 years there doing my my undergraduate degree in social sciences. At that time, perhaps I still have it now, I don't know, but at that time, you could have graduated with a social science degree with a concentration in some social science area. In my case, my principal area was economics. Since while I was in kids, I really enjoyed studying economics. Again, our online version of the 60s. And then I went on to the University of Illinois in Champaign-Urbana. I was fortunate to receive a full scholarship. And so I spent 4 years there doing both the master's degree in political science and the PhD in political science as well. So I did a flip from economics to political science, and I suppose I did so because I enjoyed political science more than economics.
Oh, indeed. And as a professor of political science, Dr. Simmons, can you give us a definition of a political science?
Sure. Political science is the study of politics. And I would say that as an academic area, political science has several concentrations or areas. My area was comparative politics. And you have other areas such as political ideology, public policy, and so I was very happy with comparative politics, and particularly I studied the sub-concentration of public administration. And so over the years, I have had the privilege to teach comparative politics, public administration, and within public administration, I've taught public finance, which enabled me to come back a bit to economics. So over the years, over the past 30-odd years, I've been teaching public finance, as well as comparative administration, comparative politics, and so on. So that's where the bread and butter came from, and it's still coming from those areas. But I must admit that the good Lord maybe put in a sunset on my put in a sunset on my joy. And the day, I must say, as you will see in one of my books, the day that I can say that joy is gone, that's when I too will be gone from what a wonderful profession it has been over the past 36, 37 years.
Oh, wow. Congratulations on that achievement.
Of course.
Wow. So I see that you began your career at FAMU. What year was that?
FAMU, I came to FAMU in 1986. Prior to that, I was in Atlanta at that time, it was known as the Atlanta University. It was an all-graduate university, and I was in the public administration department. I chaired that department for what? I guess must have been 3 years, but I was there for a total of 6 years. Well, Atlanta University fell on hard times financially.
Okay.
Eventually they merged, and now today it's known as Clark Atlanta.
Clark Atlanta,
So
yes.
while Clark Atlanta was moving through the process of survivability, I moved on to Jackson State, and after Jackson State, I moved on to Atlanta. I'm sorry here. I should have turned this off. I moved on to Florida A&M University here in Tallahassee. And so it's in my home. It's been the place where I've been fortunate to raise a family, 3 kids, and of course a lovely wife who you interviewed last week. And so, yeah.
Awesome.
And Tallahassee is my home, but I must say, many a time I regard Tallahassee as a suburb of St. Kitts.
It sure is.
It has a big population of Kittitians there?
No, not really. But I say that because of the connection that I have insisted on maintaining between St. Kitts and Tallahassee.
Okay.
So it's like I work in Tallahassee, but culturally at least, that's for sure, I'm pretty much still in St. Kitts.
Okay.
You certainly are. And Dr. Simmons, when I read your bio, I see while at FAMU, you were chairperson of history and political science. You were also assistant dean, director of Center for Global Securities and International Affairs, and you're currently the co-founder of the International Roundtable on Policy Science. Of all these positions held, which one at FAMU was your most memorable?
I would have to say, as chairperson, because during those 6-7 years, I had a close relationship, and still do, for those who are still there, with faculty. And I remember as chair, whenever we would have our meetings, I would remind faculty that we are a family. And so I think I would say being chair really meant more to me than any of the others. Also, I would say that I'm privileged to develop programs and projects as chair, which today still in existence. And the Center for Global Security and International Affairs is somewhat an outgrowth of the kinds of things that I used to do as chairperson. Assistant dean, that was good too, but chairperson, that's when I dealt with 6 different departments,
Mm.
6 different chairs, six different faculty. And so, that kind of closeness is not exactly same as when I had a faculty of 10 to 15 in the history and political science department. I'm still a people person, so closeness to people perhaps means more to me than even the projects or programs that I may have helped to initiate.
Right, you
I must
certainly are.
say that I don't regard myself as the sole developer of those programs and projects, but because of the good relationships that I've had with faculty, they assisted me greatly in bringing about programs which I think today students consider benefit from.
Of course. And Dr. Simmons, can you share with us or tell us rather a little bit about your upcoming presentation on July 16 through to 20 at the University of Oxford?
Yeah, I'm very happy about that. This will be my second presentation at Oxford. I was nominated. It could have been in the early 2000, 2009, somewhere there. I was nominated as a member of the Oxford Round Table. A faculty member at FAMU nominated me and was accepted as part of the university's program. And so in 2017 or 16, somewhere there, I made my first presentation, and it had to do with renewable energy. I focused then on solar energy, our policies in particular that have led to the development of solar energy in the United States. And so I thought that was a success, and I thought, well, maybe I should do it again, and I applied for the opportunity to make a presentation on the 16th, or somewhere between the 16th and the 20th. I don't know exactly what day it will be, but this time around it will be on what I call critical elements that are contributing to America's development policy on climate change. So yes, generally it's in the area of climate change, but once again, it's in it has to do with renewable energy. And so I'm looking at critical elements or factors that can enable this country to make sure that it helps to slow down the kinds of climatic changes that are taking place.
Interesting, and we are looking forward for you to let us know how it all went after your presentation.
Oh yes, I'll be more than glad to come back and talk about that. But I might mention in passing that those 3 variables I'm looking at. One is political ideology. 2, public policy, and 3, technology. So a good third of the paper is dealing with what I'm calling the transportation revolution that is taking place not only here in this country but around the world. And I hope and pray that my lovely island of St. Kitts will become a part of that revolution. And so I like to live by example, and I might mention real quickly that I no longer drive what we call internal combustion engine vehicles. So yes, I do have a hybrid, and just lately I decided to go one step further and buy a plug-in hybrid. So I want, when I go to Oxford and I start talking about the kinds of technological developments taking place to arrest climate change, I can say that I'm pitching in my own small way.
Of course. And I hope you can be some advisor to someone down here in politics, right in St. Kitts, to share some of your expertise when you come on to climate change. Indeed.
Yeah, I want to do it. As a matter of fact, I might mention that a colleague and friend of mine at the University of Puerto Rico, together we are writing a proposal, he and myself and Cliff, along with someone else from the Dominican Republic, we are submitting a proposal to teach about climate change in the Dominican Republic. So if I can do that there, if we are successful in getting the grant, then of course, why can't it be replicated in St. Kitts?
Of course, looking forward to that.
Yeah, and we are planning on teaching radio awareness of high schoolers in the Dominican Republic about climate change and the technologies that are being applied to arrest, the awful consequences of climate change.
Indeed. Dr. Simmons, your wife, you made mention your wife have been on the show sometimes last week, and she spoke so highly of you, her husband, and she herself is an author, and you too is an author. Can you give her some roses as she did the same while she was on the show? So go right ahead. Shout out to your wife, Mrs. Simmons.
Yes, indeed. Last night I was attempting to find where you have her on YouTube, and I eventually found it, and I posted it to Facebook, and I said, "Go, my dear queen, you look great, and you sounded authoritative." So I was giving her flowers right there and then on this program where I'm privileged to say a few words. Let me just say that Avis is a super young lady, super mom, I can tell you, super wife, and now she has gone into the area of authorship. Believe you me, those poems that she has written, they deserve to be all over America, the Caribbean, and the world. So I'm going to do whatever I can to make sure that she gets her flowers while she's living. I don't want them to go in the box when she is departing to glory land. I want them to be right here with her.
Certainly agree with you, Dr. Simmons.
Yes, indeed.
Dr. Simmons, time really flies when we're having meaningful discussions, but
I talk too much. I know that.
we definitely have to have a part 2 on Good Morning SKN. So we're looking forward to bringing you back on the show, but this is where we definitely have to leave it, Dr. Simmons.
Yes, I would love that. I would suggest that you go on Amazon and take a look at my non-political science writings. These are my quotations where I address the various facets and areas of life, including love, hate, life itself. And you know, I can't get away from it. I have one or two things about politics in it, but in each of the books. So when you get some time, take a good look at the breadfruit tree philosopher, Keith Simmons.
Certainly.
Under the breadfruit tree.
Well, that is where we have to
hopefully
leave.
you will find some things that you can think about.
Of course. And I'm keen to find out more about the blueprint for the 21st century.
Yes,
so
indeed.
Look at
that too is something that I really want to have a discussion with the political movement about making sure that we can make some changes in our electoral system. It is time that we narrow the gap between the goals of democracy and the practice of democracy. And I think that book would help in some ways in explaining how it could be done.
Very well said, Dr. Simmons. And this is where we have to leave it. So thank you so much for joining us on Good Morning SKN. And we look forward to have other meaningful discussions with you in the near future. Stay with us. Good Morning SKN. We'll be right back.
I mean, I say this is infamous music representing for Good Morning SKN, and I want to encourage you to watch the show every morning from 8 to 10 at Studio 327. Easy, no man. Say me don't know about you, but me love Good Morning SKN bed. Easy.
Hi everybody, my name is Erica Edwards. I am a singer-songwriter and I want you guys to tune into Studio 327, Good Morning SKN.
My name is Cartel Food, Chairman for Panorama.
Hi, and my name is MJ Byron, co-leader of EBJ Harmonic Steel Orchestra. And we just want to encourage everybody to tune in every morning from 8 to 10 a.m. Don't miss it. Right.
What will it take to grab the attention of someone with the power to make your dream come true? 7 hopeful entrepreneurs in search of the finances necessary to take their ideas to the next level.
This is their lives, right? This is their business.
4 savvy business owners ready to make a pragmatic investment.
You can't help people if you can't help yourself. First, you make the dollar and you give the dollar.
Why you take your business offline?
I really feel that you need to do a little bit more research.
Very knowledgeable. Super knowledgeable.
You have a great idea and a great concept. I think you'd be snapped up by Disney.
If you have a job someplace, it means that if something is not working, you can walk away.
Who will invest?
Let's do this. Let's do this.
Thank you. And who will be sent home with nothing? I am your host, Kevin Hope.
morning. My name is Andrea Keynes. I'm the supervisor of the home care officers. Make sure to tune in to Good Morning SKN 8 to 10 at Studio 327.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. Joining us now from Nevis via Zoom is Elisal Ramirez, one of the awardees of the Nevis Youth Impact 12 Awards. Elisal was awarded in the category of Performing Arts. Good morning and welcome to Good Morning SKN, Elisal.
Hi, good morning.
Oh, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good, thank you. And yourself?
We are doing excellent. Can I say we are?
It's Monday. I'm doing perfectly fine. I love me some Mondays. Well, Elisa, let's dive right into the conversation. Can you share with us your reaction when you received this award?
Well, my reaction, I was indeed honored, especially for a category that has, so much, let's say, nuance, behind it. I felt honored to receive the award. It feels good to be recognized, especially in this category that I'd say many times it's not taken very seriously, as a non-traditional career. So I felt great.
Do you know who nominated you?
So it would have been my one of my colleagues from the community development department. Her name is Miss Denicia Smithen. She's the deputy director here.
Okay, nice.
Awesome.
So tell us about. Go ahead, Andre. Go ahead.
Okay. In terms of the performing arts, Ramirez, can you share with us any language and cultural barriers that you face? Because I've seen where you were born actually in, well, we call it DR, but the Dominican Republic. So being here in St. Kitts, what are some of the language and cultural barriers that you faced?
As it relates to, stereotypical beliefs of what maybe Spanish people or Dominican people, how they are, how they act. I'm guessing people, even as it relates to the genre of music I'm interested in, many people may believe that, that it might be salsa or something spicy, I'm actually into R&B and blues, I'm not really a big fan of salsa and even Dominican music at all, so these are just the slight stereotypical beliefs that, many locals or persons who aren't familiar with our, culture may have of myself. So
Elisa, I would like to, Eli, I'm gonna go with Eli, right? So Eli, that's your background, that's your upbringing. I'm sure you had that music playing around you all the time, and that's the music from the Dominican Republic. How could you not gravitate or have a little inkling towards it?
I know. So just for a bit of transparency, So although I was born in the Dominican Republic, I grew up here in St. Kitts and Nevis.
Okay.
So I would have migrated with my family to St. Kitts and Nevis at the age of 2.
Oh, okay.
This is all I know, you know, and it's where I got most of my influence. And yes, you're correct. I would
okay,
learn.
folks, we're having a bit of technical difficulty. No, he's.
Hi, sorry.
Eli, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
We can't hear him. Oh, Eli, we're having a bit of difficulty, so we'll take a short break and we'll come right back after this.
No problem.
Good morning. This is Karen of Paris and support from Paris, Vermont. I want to encourage y'all to sign on to Good Morning SKN every morning from 8 to 10 at Studio 327. Thanks.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom. No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
Hi, good morning. My name is Shimara Phillips, the co-founder of the We Care Group. We provide care at every stage in life. Tune in to Good Morning SKN on Studio 327. Imagine the impossible.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN, and thank you for your patience. We have all of our issues sorted at this time, so we will continue along. So Eli, let's talk about your life experiences that contributed to your passion for music.
All right. So as I was saying before, so I would migrated to the island of Nevis at the age of 2. My family, most of my family, especially my mom, they don't know much English. So especially because her bosses speak Spanish.
Okay.
So she didn't really have the need to, you know, learn English. So yes. I would learn English in school, and I would learn Spanish in my household, you know, at the same pace. My mom, she was an ordained minister. So I'm, you know, a church boy. So that's basically where I got my passion for music, from the church, mostly.
Okay. So everybody starts from the church.
From the church, indeed. And speaking on your passion and your love for the arts, Eli, your genre, which genre do you specifically gravitate towards?
I usually gravitate to R&B and soul. I'm a big John Legend fan, like that type of music, like reggae also, you know. Mostly conscious, positive music.
Nice.
Eli, 1 second. I thought it was all sorted, but it seems like we're having a bit of difficulties hearing you once more.
No problem.
So we can hear you clearly then, and then it goes back. I don't understand what's happening.
That's okay.
Okay, well, Eli, continue, because we can hear you now.
All right.
Yes.
So I'm interested mostly in R&B and soul. So those are my favorite genres. I also like any type of, conscious music, even reggae. I like Taurus Riley, Christopher Martin. So those are the type of genres that, I'm really interested in right now.
Awesome. And of course, you're on Good Morning SKN. So just belch it out from Nevis, your favorite line from A. Taurus Riley. We're listening.
You're putting Eli on the spot.
Everyone can relate to when they find a special someone. She's royal, yeah. So right and
Nice.
Wonderful.
Goosebumps, man. Oh, that was really, really good. Wow.
Thank you.
So Eli, do you intend to work with any of the artists that you would have just mentioned in the future?
In the future, or definitely. So coming up, I spoke to the director of community development, and they're thinking of having the gospel explosion here in Nevis. So I decided, for my first single to be a gospel song. So I'm looking to maybe get persons, like Vinal Powell, to maybe, give me a verse on the song, and maybe we can partner and we can, dive into that. So.
Wonderful. And speaking on gospel, Eli, I've seen where you've worked alongside acts such as Donnie McClurkin, Marva Providence, and DJ Nicholas, as well as Prodigal Son. Share with us some of the memorable moments. Right.
Positive.
So share with us the experience that you've had performing with those international artists.
Well, my experience, I can honestly say it has been a fun experience. These people in particular have made me learn that music and performing arts, even gospel, it's serious. It's just like any other career, where you have to invest time and put in the work, for a decent outcome, so they really changed my point of view and my perspective on, music, here in the Caribbean. And, it's some serious stuff. And although, it's a fun experience, there are a lot of sleepless nights, that go into putting on a good show. So that's my experience mostly with these people, when I'm not like freaking out and fangirling per se, because I'm in the midst of celebrities. So yeah.
Oh, that is so nice. I see that you have recently developed a passion for playing the piano. Were you on the recent program with Miss Vinal Powell?
No, I wasn't on the program with Vinal Powell, but I was enrolled in the Nevis Music Academy with one of her colleagues. His name is Ruvidson Morton, right? And he's excellent. That's why he went to study in the United States music, and he's a very good educator.
So how would you say your piano skills are coming along?
My piano skills, I'd say they're coming along great, slowly but surely. Reading music is something that takes time, which is why typically a lot of persons would start their kids early, at a very young age. Usually, us old people, it takes a while to learn.
Stop it, Eli. Stop it.
Yeah,
but I definitely understand what you're saying. Yeah.
You have to dedicate the time, just like most performing arts skill sets. It's better to start early, even as it relates to dance, ballet, music, vocal training. The